Right.
Quite honestly, this is my first time voting coming up. So I did my first, I guess, technical vote was in the primary elections. I did that a few months back, and it was a very empowering feeling. It was nothing like I expected, nothing like I anticipated. It was much easier than I thought. But it was just something about going to the poll and letting your voice be heard that was just I just felt good about it afterwards. So this would be my first time voting in the main election coming up. And I think voting is one of many necessary things that we should do. It's not the only thing you should do, but I think it's a good first start. So I definitely think it's important. If you want to have a say in what goes on in the world, the first step is voting. Growing up, I feel like I'm like many people like myself or many African Americans, I truly believe politics wasn't discussed enough in my household. I always knew that my parents voted. I knew that they had a say, but I wouldn't necessarily say that we actually sat down and went over candidates or watched presidential debates together or anything like that. So when I did become old enough to vote, there was nothing like really inspiring me at the time to make me want to go do it. It wasn't like something I was trained to do, which is no excuse, but it is what it is. So I wouldn't say it was discussed enough in my household. During my experience voting, I wouldn't necessarily say I experienced direct voter suppression. What I would say there was a clear disconnect with information. So for me, during the election that I actually voted for a few months back, I was not aware of the fact that you had to basically choose a side. Either you were going to be Democrat, Republican, or non-bipartisan. I feel like that's not something that you go into it just knowing. I mean, you might know, like, I'm Democrat, I'm Republican, but I feel like it's a new theory where a lot of people like myself want to be more free thinkers and independent and didn't want to feel like I was obligated to choose a side. So I would say during my first experience, I went in trying to be like, yo, I don't want to be labeled, so I'll do non-bipartisan. And I went through the process and realized I couldn't vote for a president, I couldn't vote for a lot of categories. And I was like, this is mad weird, like, is y'all system broke? Like, just because I'm saying I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, doesn't mean I shouldn't be able to still have my say. So that was a little confusing, and I'm sure there are many people like myself who might not have thought to speak up about it, might have just went through the process and kept it moving. So I don't know if that would be considered voter suppression, but I would definitely say there's a disconnect in information and protocol and procedures. So when I did that, I tried to use my platform to explain it to even my friends or people following me, like, yo, don't do the non-bipartisan if you want a voice. But I also think it's just weird, like, even if I said I was Democrat, I still would like to choose who I go up against. So it's like I still should be able to have a vote in the Republican side, because what if my side don't win? I'm just stuck with whatever's over there. It's like, it's weird, but I think more people to get educated about it, I think it'll definitely improve the experience. I think the biggest changes I want to continue to see across the country is more inclusion. I think there are talented people all across the world. There are talented people from all different walks of life, all different races. And it's unfortunate that in politics, in the political race, you kind of just continue to get fed the same style of people over and over. I would love to see younger politicians actually have an opportunity to stand on the platform. I think it's very unfortunate that we're forced to vote for presidents who are, and some other offices who are well beyond the natural retirement age. I think it's crazy that you can be told to retire from the post office or from school, but you can run for president at 80 years old. I think it's quite insane to me, which is obviously the most stressful job in the world. And even athletes can't play basketball after 30 or 40. Like, it's weird to me. Yeah, I truly believe I wish more younger people with opinions or young people with perspectives on ways to change the world were given a bigger platform to be able to actually hold a position in office one day. I wish it wasn't so much about age or experience. I wish it was more about the quality of your thoughts and your perspectives. And in that way, we can actually get some younger people in office that can actually make new age change and actually match this revolution that's going on. Make sure you guys get out and vote this election.